up guys, it's your girl Alondra coming back again with another video. Today I am joined by my nephew and my niece, my nephew Brian and my niece Savannah, but I call her Nana for short. They're a little bit shy if you couldn't tell already. Acabo de comer pozole, así que si ven algo en mis dientes, mind your business. Anyways, as you guys can see by the title, today I will be reading them scary stories. I'm surprised they were willing to film this video with me. I am in need of giving you guys another scary story video, therefore here is this video. Before I get started with the video, be sure to follow me on Instagram at alondra. The link will be down in the description box down below, so definitely go check that out. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So this happened when I was maybe 8-9 years old. Reminder, I have an older sister who was maybe 12 or older at the time, but not older than 17. So this story took place at my home, the home that I am living in now. It was around nighttime and it was just me and my sister, and my parents were at work at that time. My sister showed me a video on Instagram of a pencil moving on its own, and it was a scary challenge called Charlie Charlie. Which I remember playing that when I was younger.
I played it too.
You have? Don't be playing that. I didn't know anything about the challenge at the time because I wasn't allowed to have social media, so I was confused on what was happening. Later that night, my mom came home, took a shower, and went to bed. At nighttime, she would collect me and my sister's phone, so I was sleeping at the foot of my bed, and my sister was also sleeping at the foot of her bed, so we were able to see each other from our bedrooms. Everyone in the house was sleeping, but I was the only one awake. I was lying down. I looked over at the door and noticed a white face in my TV smiling at me. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. I suddenly saw the face disappear. That's when I looked over by my sister's bedroom door and saw a floating white woman wearing, it looked like a gown that was ripped at the bottom. I couldn't see her face, but it looked like she was slowly coming towards me. I quickly looked over at my sister's room and saw her sleeping, so I quickly got out of bed and ran to my mom's room and got in bed with her, and when the morning came, I never found out what it was. Imagine seeing that in your TV, just a white face.
You're so ugly.
Hello there, Aloe. My name is Emily, and I recently started watching your videos. I love your videos, especially the ones with you and your mom. Thank you. In the year of 2016, I was living in an apartment complex with my mom, who is handicapped, and my sister. We have lived in this apartment complex before, but the ones below it back when I was a baby. I remember in the middle of the night, I would sometimes hear fast footsteps on the other side of my door, and things would randomly fall in the hallways for no reason. There was this one night I specifically remember having a nightmare. Basically, everything was black, and I could see a girl who had a white dress and long black hair walking across diagonally towards me. I woke up from the dream, thankfully, due to my sister, who was shaking me and asked if I was okay because I was sweating and talking in my sleep. I also wanted to mention that I had sleep paralysis when I first moved into that apartment. Another story I have is the apartment I lived back when I was a baby. I kept hearing the same story from my uncles and brothers about the bathroom door. They say that the bathroom door at night would creak and open by itself. Everyone was too scared to sleep outside on the couch at night because of that. You guys remember the old apartment that you guys used to live in?
Yeah.
One time I was sleeping in Savannah's room, and both of you were sleeping with your mom in her room. This night, the bathroom door, you know how Nana had a restroom in her room? The door was left open to the restroom, and I was trying to fall asleep, and I just hear like the shower curtain open by itself. I was so scared.
I love that. I called you dramatic because I felt that. Like, you weren't the only one that saw that.
It happened to you too?
Yeah.
Okay, I knew I wasn't tripping. It would open by itself, right?
No, it's because everybody was asleep and I was just watching TV. Every time the sink makes like random noises, so I just look at it, and then I look at the bathroom and I see the curtains move, like if something like just smacked.
Right. Hi, so I just started watching your videos where you read your subscribers' stories, and I would really like to tell you mine. About 3 years ago, I was going back home from where I was training, and my friend dropped me off near my house, and I just needed to cross the street and I would be there. So as I was waiting to cross the street, I saw this tall white figure that had long black hair, so I'm guessing it was a girl. It had no eyes, no nose, but it had a huge black hole for the mouth. It was walking on the sidewalk on the side where my house was. It was like 30 meters away, but I was still so scared to cross the street. It was just walking and looking straight, and I was really scared, so I just closed my eyes hoping it would disappear, but it didn't. I closed my eyes and started praying, and when I finished, it was gone. I ran across the street and started knocking on my door for someone to open it because I didn't have keys back then. And as I was crying and waiting for someone to open the door, I looked at the street, and there it was in front of my house, walking again. My brother opened the door and asked what was wrong, and I told him everything. He didn't believe me, and he still doesn't till this day. Last year I was at my cousin's house, and she loved telling me her scary stories, so I told her mine. When I finished, she told me she saw the same thing inside of my house a few years before that. The same tall girl with black hair and white skin, dressed in the black with no face. She was the first one who believed me.
It's giving the mimic.
The mimic?
Yeah, it's a horror game Roblox.
yo, for the next YouTube video, should we like film us playing the mimic? Okay, so I think this will be a long story. I'm not sure. My family is full of scary shit, and I blame my mom's great-great-grandpa who did brujeria. Apparently he did it for a few years after realizing he went too far and burned everything, but my mother said that sometimes that is not enough. He died a week later, I think, and his rancho was left for my mother's grandparents. My mother remembers growing up there, and she says she would see a lot of animals at night, specifically changles. My mom is from Tonala, and she says that there it's not typical to have changles just roaming around. But here's the thing, changles were her great-great-grandpa's favorite animal. She remembers once that my aunt, her sister, randomly went missing. Then they went outside and looked through the woods and saw my baby aunt just walking to a changle that was leading her somewhere with their hands. And my grandpa had a gun and he just aimed it and successfully shot it, but it just disappeared into thin air. You guys know our
Yeah.
when she first had her daughter, they were in Mexico and it was late at night, and that out of nowhere they started hearing like a bunch of whistling around their house. And in Mexico it said that if you hear whistling around your house, that means there's witches outside your house. Tia wanted to go to the restroom, so when she went to the restroom she had to like walk through the woods in order to go to a restroom. So she was walking there, and as she was using the restroom, she saw like this huge animal just staring at her with red eyes, and then it started charging at her. It was like a bird. It was like in the tree just staring at her like it was gonna kill her, and it started charging at her. Also in Mexico they say that witches come in the form of birds. So this bird started charging at her, and like she like ran and she started yelling, and like grandma was like, what the fuck, what's going on? So she like opened the door for Tia, and Tia was like scared out of her mind, and the witches were trying to get Tia baby because they like taking newborn babies because they want their soul. Anyways, yeah, that happened with Tia. Hey girl, I'm hoping you're doing a subscriber story time soon, which I am. Back in August 1st of 2021, I moved into this new small but perfect house for me and my family. It's located in this good looking neighborhood and doesn't look sketchy at all. The first week of living there, I was so scared because you know when you first move somewhere and you're wondering if it's haunted or not. Yeah, well, that was me, and low-key I felt bad energy. Even now that it's been almost a year, I could still sense a little bad energy. If there's bad energy in the house and you feel it, get out that house. It wasn't until 2 weeks of living in this house that I started experiencing some paranormal activities around the house. First time it was nighttime, and I had looked out the window to the front yard, and as soon as I looked out I saw a tall black man's shadow, and obviously I was like, wait, let me take a look again. And so I did, and once I looked again there was nothing. It took me a good 5 seconds to realize what I had seen, and I felt such a big fear and I got goosebumps all over my body. Soon after that I was in my basement because me and my sister shared a room, and I saw a black shadow walking towards my door, and instead of letting it go to me I got up so fast, opened it, and there was nothing there. Around 2 to 3 months after that, I was alone in my mom's room and my sister was in the living room when out of nowhere my mom's room door shut so hard and fast. My sister tried to tell me fue el viento, but I felt that dark energy I had previously felt, and neither was the window or the ceiling fan on, so there was no way that could have been the wind.
Never be alone, that's the word.
Exactly. Everything always happens when you're alone, and then people don't believe you once you tell them. This other story is from my mom. It happened in Mexico. She had told me a long time ago, but I don't remember much, so I'm going to tell you what I remember. So my mom and my uncle and my cousin, I think. Anyways, my tío had went out and my mom stayed alone with my cousin. And she said that she kept on hearing bricks falling down on the roof and like people moving chains. Chains is a no. And I think she heard, oh hell nah, she heard horses outside.
She heard what?
Horses. So basically it's like, you know how there's La Llorona?
Yeah.
In Mexico, La Llorona is a thing, but also horses with chains is a thing. And supposedly it's like a man with no head riding the horse, and like you can hear the chains and everything. So when you hear that,
that's a bad one.
Yeah, it's like hearing a lady crying. Bitch, you gotta run. That's La Llorona. When my tío got home, he came all beat up. My mom asked him, what happened to you? And he said, I was on my way home and these two women came out of nowhere and pulled me to the side and started beating me up. My tío was all beat up and my mom was scared. And the next day she asked her tía, ¿usted no escuchó como ladrillos o chains? I don't know what chains are called in Spanish. And my tía said, no mija, yo no escuché nada. ¿Por qué? Porque en la noche escuché que tiraban ladrillos y chains. That's all I remember. LOL. Are you playing with Yubi?
He's playing.
Yubi, let go. yeah, so if you hear chains or like horse footsteps, you gotta run. If it's not you be outside your house, you gotta run. Please take care of yourselves, guys. I know this world is full of a lot of crazy shit, and I feel bad bringing my niece and nephew on set, you could say, because they're probably gonna have nightmares tonight. Anyways, thank you guys so much for sending me your guys' stories. If you guys would like me to read your guys' stories in my next scary video, make sure to DM me them on Instagram at alondra. I am more likely to read them on my Instagram than in my YouTube comments, because I feel like my comments get flooded, and I know I don't get many comments. I know there's gonna be someone out there that's like, you don't even get a lot of comments, like what are you saying? But on the videos that I have with my mom, I get a ton of comments, and like people are watching those videos every single day, so like every day I like get new comments on those videos. So yes, my comments get flooded when it comes down to that. So please DM me your guys' scary stories on Instagram. I would so love to hear them. Do not even text me asking if you guys can send me a scary story. Just send me your scary story right then and there. Thank you guys so much for watching my scary video, and I will see you guys next time. And then you bring the heart.